Oh, hey there. You know, parallel lines have so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet. Nevertheless, if you remember, we had this wheel off right here and this track off, the bogey wheel right here. And then I forgot to do a follow-up video that said that we fixed it. Now, normally everything I do takes 28 minutes. That's because I have a lot of experience doing construction. I have a lot of experience, unfortunately, fixing heavy equipment, but it takes 31 minutes. That's a standard rate. 31 minutes to fix heavy equipment, 28 minutes to do any construction project, if you're me. So we got this down here. That's the new wheel. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, it had to take it off. It was, a pain. Wait for new parts. I drove to Cleburne, got the new parts. They didn't have all the new parts. That was a problem. So that cost us another day. Then we finally, they said, we'll ship it to you. And I was like, okay, fine. So that got here this morning. I was very grateful. Had to deal with a plumbing issue, but we fixed that. And then I went to put the wheel on and everything, and the bolt that sticks out, the axle bolt or whatever, it was all stripped out. And so I had to rethread that. So I went to my neighbor Colby and I was like, hey, you got some stuff? He goes, oh yeah. But then he didn't. But he was nice about it. And then I went to the supply place to try to get something I could tap it out and tap and dissect. And that was unsuccessful. Then I went to Ace Hardware. Then I went to O'Reilly's. Then I went to what's the other one? AutoZone. Then I went to Home Depot, and none of them had what I needed. And I finally went to Harbor Freight, and that's usually not my first go-to, but they were like, you should have come here first. I'm like, well, hindsight's 20/20, or however that saying goes. Nevertheless, got the tap and die set, re-tapped the bolt, put the new wheel on, got that all, and then it took 5 of us to get the track back on because these tracks are just torture. But my neighbors are great people, and they came and they helped, and so now I owe them one. And then we got the track back on, and then I moved some dirt. And so then tomorrow, you can see there's all this rebar here. Tomorrow we've got our green tag and everything. You remember I was waiting for that yesterday. And so they were going to dig all the trenches, all the beams here, and then put in all this steel and all the stirrups and everything, and plastic and all that down. So we also got our trench from the sewer and from the water line covered up. So that's wonderful. And then so tomorrow and possibly Sunday they might work. Then they'll get all this in, and then Monday or maybe Tuesday we'll get an inspection, and then we can pour concrete, and then we're going to start building this house. So that is pretty exciting to me. And as you can tell, I don't know if you've noticed this, but animals do this, and sometimes people do this, but also sometimes heavy equipment does this, where they'll cuddle with each other, and you can see they're just like, oh. And you can tell the excavator, the track hoe, that's the big spoon, and then my skid steer, that's the little spoon. And so he's just got his arm around like, Max, Gina's cat, he as soon as I get to her place, he just looks at me and very intensely he's like, and then he says his one-word vocabulary, but he says a lot when he says it. Meow. And I know what that means. I better get down there and pet him quick, or he's going to start pawing at the new couch. And so then, as soon as I get down, he wastes no time. He's like, I know that John is efficient. I'm getting straight to the tummy rubs. And so he'll walk up and he'll rub up against me, and then come down, and he flips fast, and I put my hand on his stomach, and he takes his back leg and holds me down so I can just sit there and pet his tummy. He would let me do it forever. I have limits, I've got other things to do, but he does appreciate it, and he lets me know that if I don't do it, that there's consequences, mostly pawing at the new couch. So you can see they're just cuddling, and I think it's just so cute. Don't you guys think it's so cute? What a wonderful day.